Welcome to the Brown Carpet Podcast, where each episode we take a weird real news story and together we twist it into an even weirder film.
We do it live, and we stream it on Facebook so the people at home can join in and make suggestions for the film's title, tagline, casting, soundtrack and story.
And at the end, we make a movie poster for the B-grade masterpiece, We Cook Up.
You can see all the movie posters we've made in the Brown Lit section of our website,
www.thebrowncarpetpod.com.
We also got a sweet-ass merch page on there, so you can pick up a t-shirt, phone case, or throw pillow emblazoned with the BCP logo.
You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher or Spotify, and if you're listening to this, you could be watching all the episodes on our YouTube channel.
Just search for the Brown Carpet Podcast, and you can see Corey's pretty little beady face.
Ah. If you've got a suggestion of a weird, funny headline you'd like us to turn into champagne cinema, hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, or email us at thebrowncarpetpod@gmail.com.
And now, let's get to the show.
Yeah.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted headfirst like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
Shut up. No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
Welcome to episode 45 of the Brown Carpet Podcast. My name is Corey Farrell.
And I'm Josh Groom.
And Josh, is there a good reason that we're burning incense here today?
We're cleansing the air, mate.
Why are we doing that?
It's a spiritual cleansing episode because we've had the passing of the greatest Prime Minister that Australia's ever seen.
We lost a good one, didn't we?
We did. Robert James Lee Hawke.
Ah, lovely man.
If you've got a beer in the fridge,
our American listeners would probably tip it for their homies.
Yeah, pour a little out for the fallen.
But we scull it here.
Have you got any Hawkey stories?
I do. I heard a really funny story actually about him leaving the cricket. Did you hear this story?
No.
He was with like US dignitaries and diplomats and they were supposed to go to another venue, another bar or something, and they had a shuttle bus.
Yeah.
And he was like, I hate these shuttle buses. You got to wait for everyone to get off.
I hate these shuttle buses.
And apparently, a car of young dudes in the car park saw him go, Hawkey, you legend.
Yeah.
And he's like, if I'm such a fucking legend, give me a lift back to the pub. And the US guys were like, you know, American politicians like, why would the ex-president get in the car with the common folk? But he did not realise that he's the man of the people.
Fuck. So what you're saying is Bob Hawke invented Uber?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck, just another notch on his bedpost.
He did.
Let's get into the top 3.
It's the top 3. The motherfucking top 3. Oh.
It's the top 3.
Josh,
Corey,
what's our top 3 this week?
this week, mate, we've got a bit of a monster-themed story on our hands.
Right.
So if I could ask you
In keeping with?
the obvious question,
Yes.
what's your top 3 monster films?
Well, I only saw it when I was a kid. I remember watching it. Razorback.
Oh, yeah. That was a great film.
District 9. I love that film.
Technically a monster film?
Well, they're prawns.
Well, they're aliens.
Alien prawns. So aliens aren't monsters.
I don't know. Controversial.
So Predator couldn't be a monster film.
I feel like Predator is a monster film.
Are aliens monsters?
Okay. Yep, I'll pay it.
Are they monsters? Oh no,
Aliens
I'm
are
happy.
monsters.
I'm happy to bow out.
Yeah, I would say Tremors or Critters.
Yep.
They're both monster films, and I think they're both meant to be aliens. So yeah, I'll pay it.
The film Monster with Charlize Theron.
Oh yeah.
Monsters Inc.
Monstersofcock.com. Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I love Monsters Inc.
Put Monsters Inc. in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good top
What
3.
about what's your top 3?
Gremlins,
Right.
The
Cool.
Descent, and The Thing. That's for me. That's the greatest monster film ever made.
The Abyss is pretty good.
The Abyss is alright.
What's the one in the Event Horizon?
Again, more of a science fiction.
Aliens. Always with the aliens.
Yeah.
In the wake of the top 3, and in keeping with the theme of monsters, what is the weird news story that we're going to turn into a film this week?
Great question, Corey. The headline for this week is Beast from the East. Indian soldiers reckon they've found Yeti footprints.
Oh.
So we're headed to New Delhi for this one. Mountaineers from the Indian Army on an expedition in Nepal have found...
Nepal.
The correct pronunciation is Nepal.
No, it's Nepal.
Have you been?
No.
Shut the fuck up. Mountaineers from the Indian Army on an expedition in Nepal have found mysterious large footprints in the snow that they think belong to the Yeti or the abominable snowman.
The what?
Don't make me say it again.
Say it again.
I won't say it again.
Say it again.
The abominable snowman?
Say it properly. Get it right.
You say it.
Abominable.
Abom-
That was good.
You said it quickly.
Abominable.
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 Say indubitably.
I can't. Indubitably.
You can.
Indubitably the abominable snowman Largely regarded by the scientific community as a myth, the Yeti is a part of Nepali folklore and is said to live high in the snow-capped Himalayas. In a tweet accompanied by pictures, the Indian Army said it had sighted footprints measuring 32 by 15 inches, close to a camp near Mount Makalu on April the 9th.
Oh, Jesus.
For the first time, an Indian Army team has sighted mysterious footprints of a mythical beast, Yeti, it said in a tweet. It's interesting that the Indian Army has a Twitter account.
Why is that interesting?
I just don't know how much they'd have to tweet out, really.
Why?
What have they got to say?
They found Yeti prints.
Well, I mean,
Imagine if they have to start a
the
Twitter
first time
account.
in history. That's they probably opened a Twitter account just for this purpose. Located on the border between Nepal and China, Makalu is among... Don't make me. Makalu is among the highest mountains in the world and stands near the Makalu Barun Valley,
Oh, my God.
a remote wilderness that has been surveyed by researchers hunting for the Yeti. Daniel C. Taylor, who has extensively explored the Makalu Barun area and written a book on the mystery of the Yeti, said the footprints were likely those of bears.
I'm glad you read these stories because I never would get through this.
That is a big fucking bear.
You do well with the pronunciation. I'll get hats off to you.
Don't undermine me with your sarcasm.
That's not
mate.
sarcasm.
You're chipping away at my credibility.
No, I'm saying I would never get through that. And I appreciate you.
If that is the footprint of an animal or a single animal, it's the size of a dinosaur, he told Reuters. See, now you've jinxed me. I'm going to suck from now on. One needs to confirm those measurements of the footprint size because we know for sure that there are no dinosaurs living in the Barun Valley.
Yeah, it's a given.
Have we checked? In 2017, a group of international researchers studied multiple possible Yeti samples collected from across the Himalayan region.
How many are there?
Apparently there's a lot.
Jesus.
In 2008, two men in the United States said that they'd found the remains of a half-man, half-ape, which was eventually revealed to be a rubber gorilla suit.
They're all from Alabama.
I reckon so.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Terrible monster film.
It's a great monster film.
That's a piece of
It's
shit.
about love.
Is it?
That's the subtext. Love and hairiness.
I didn't read into that.
That's a good story. I love a Bigfoot.
So, but how do we tell it? Are we going to tell the story of the monster? Are we going to tell the story of the military? Maybe we get someone else involved?
Ah,
You right with your phone there, mate?
I'm getting phone calls.
Do you want to take it?
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, Jack.
Fuck.
Hey. No, it's sort of at the start of it.
We would have been almost finished if he could get his lines right.
I'm recording right now. I'm trying to finish up. I love you. All right, babe.
Sounds like divorce, mate.
Yeah. Why would we be in India? What's our connection? What's an Australian connection to India? Because we could make. I feel like we should. Bob Hawke. Let's make it an Australian.
What's the most obvious connection? Australia
cricket.
versus cricket.
All right, so
Cricket tour to India.
Himalayas.
Yeah.
Plane crash.
Oh yeah.
Alive.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see
Alive
where you're going.
vibes. Yeah.
How about we start with a local cricket team?
What? Like what?
I don't know, like the Bendigo Battlers. They're on a
That's
charter
not a real
plane.
cricket team, but
Definitely. I'm sure the Battlers are out there.
yeah.
So local squad going over for their like an end of year tour. They got like a 3-test series
Right.
against the local Indian team.
Yep.
Maybe they're flying in a little chartered plane over the Himalayas.
In their bintang singlets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pissing it up. They've probably been in Bali a few days beforehand,
Yep.
getting on the magic mushroom shakes.
Full moon party, Phuket.
Yeah,
So they're going for an Indian tour.
yeah.
Yeah.
They got a 3-test tour.
Right.
For our American listeners, a test match is a 5-day cricket game.
Right. It's like baseball, isn't
It's
it?
like baseball, but it just goes for 5 days.
Goes forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it can still be a draw after that.
Yeah,
Sucks.
disappointing. So all right, so the plane's traveling over the Himalayas when the engine drops
So
out.
these are amateur cricket players.
And maybe they're physios, the coach, a few other blokes on there. Maybe there's like 15 people on board when the plane goes down.
So are we saying mechanical failure or foul play?
Let's not complicate things, mate. Let's just say the wings fell off.
Yeah,
and it
we've got
went
a
down.
monster in it.
Yeah.
There can't be too many things, right?
Yeah, let's not turn this into Lost. Let's just go down the Himalayas. Fucking
It was all a dream.
spectacular crash.
Yep.
Wreckage over a 2-kilometre spray.
Yep.
Fuselage is back there. Fucking seats all over the place.
Unconscious cricket players.
How many survive? I mean, obviously, some people are going to die in the crash.
Obviously not our main characters.
Well, let's say a handful of them survive. So we got maybe eight survivors, yeah?
Coach gets killed.
Pilot's dead. And maybe they don't know where the emergency beacon is. The black box is missing.
Yep.
They're all over the place. They're injuries.
They're teetering on the edge of a mountain as well.
On a precipice.
All they've got is their leg pads, stumps, their cricket
bats,
kits,
yeah.
bats, balls.
Their first discussion's going to be,
Who gets eaten first?
who do we eat first? Probably the wicketkeeper.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty big.
Pudgy.
Yeah. So how about while they're having this conversation, trying to work out who gets eaten first,
Yeah.
the decision gets made for them. Fucking Yeti bursts out of the underbrush,
Okay, but
snatches one of them.
so we're going with a Yeti.
Yeah,
Okay.
the abominable snowman.
The what?
You heard me.
Say it again.
The abominable snowman.
The abominable.
Indubitably.
Abominable.
Yeah.
The abominable snowman. It's so easy for me to say. Abominable
Don't
snowman.
rub it in.
The abominable snowman. We need to realize him, I think, before we move on.
What does he look like?
Yeah. Is it a big computer CGI thing we're going to do?
Nah, we've got to go, I reckon, lo-fi on this.
Like how lo-fi?
Muppet.
Jim Henson.
Big Muppet. Big
That's going to make
fucking
it
Muppet.
comical, though. So you want it to be kind of funny.
Yeah, a little bit, but darkly humorous. You remember the Muppet Show, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you remember Big Mean Carl?
Yes.
So he was...
The one that ate everyone.
Yeah, he was like this homicidal Muppet that would eat the other Muppets.
Yeah.
He murdered many Muppets during the run of that show.
Yeah. Fraggle Rock gave me nightmares, by the way.
Because,
dark.
remember those big fuckers?
Yeah.
What were they called?
I blocked it out, to be honest.
They were scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Kind of like that vibe, like really big, intimidating Muppet.
Looks comical, but fucking will fuck you
Pretty
up.
scary.
Will eat the shit out of
So
you.
maybe this is like amusing in the sense that we got a Muppet being our Yeti.
Yeah.
But the murders, like the kills, have got to be uber violent.
Uber violent.
Like ripping arms off, gory. We'll get Tom Savini in to do the special effects.
Yep.
Blood, gore, tendons, all that shit. He rips them apart.
Put
with
the
this.
Muppet on the front cover,
Yeah.
so parents foolishly let their kids watch it.
Yeah.
It's horrific, though.
X-rated gore.
Yeah.
Intestines.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you're saying this Yeti starts picking them off in the night.
Hang on. Who's the voice of the Muppet?
Oh.
The Yeti.
Someone unhinged.
Someone
with a good voice. Doesn't have to be a good voice.
Someone with rage issues.
Rage.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Alex Jones, yeah. Okay.
Everyone's favourite conspiracy theorist. Because I'm sure he's got a fucking Bigfoot conspiracy theory
Oh,
himself.
totally. Yeah.
So we'll have Alex Jones as the voice, the snarling voice of the... Does it speak or does it like grunt and...
He grunts, but I think maybe he talks at some point in the film. Like,
Okay.
he doesn't talk when he's eating them. He just kind of does his thing.
Yeah, it's like roaring.
No, we don't. I don't think we really hear him talk until maybe at some point in the film.
Okay.
We'll get there.
We'll save it.
We'll save it.
So we get this series of murders. One by one, they start getting picked off by
Yep.
this big, brutal Muppet.
Right.
And maybe we get down to our three main characters.
How many days in are we now?
I don't know. Not long.
Fourth day?
I reckon it's pretty savage.
They're getting desperate?
Couple of days.
So I reckon that it's indiscriminate carnage from the Yeti.
Yeah.
And he leaves like a limb or so, and then they're like, we're going to eat on that. I'm chew on that. That leg looks all right.
Sure.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So they start eating their mates.
Yep.
So the cannibalism kicks in day 4.
They've probably fashioned weapons out of all the cricket
The stumps?
equipment.
Well, the stumps are like spears.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And grab a little bit of sandpaper out of
Little
the back
boy-
pocket, sharpen it up.
Yep. Bit of ball tampering.
Sure.
So they're starting to prepare for the next attack.
Maybe they're starting to fortify the area, putting down sharpened stumps and
Right.
thinking about laying some traps. One of the other priorities they're probably thinking about is trying to find the distress beacon. You know, trying to contact home, get a rescue.
Oh, like a thing that emits a signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that bounces back to the Australian
Like a beacon.
consulate. Just like a beacon. Hence the name.
Yeah.
Maybe on like day 3 or whatever,
Yeah.
they stumble across it. They're able to recover it and flip the switch.
Yep.
Little flashing light comes on. So they're figuring rescue's on its way.
Yep.
We just got to survive.
Got to
Survive the night.
This amateur team of cricketers,
3 of them left.
3 left.
Who do you want to cast as our survivors? We need some good, solid Aussie blokes.
Dan Henshall, captain.
Oh, yeah? Snowtown, yeah?
Snowtown.
Yep.
Who do you like?
You seen Fury Road? You know, Nicholas Hoult?
Yep. And who's the third?
You know that show Playing for Keeps?
No.
You seen Home and Away?
No.
You haven't seen Home and Away?
I'm not familiar with it.
You never watch Home and Away?
Yes, I know
you
Home and Away
Home
is.
and Away.
Yeah.
Jackson Gallagher.
Yeah, right.
He's a good-looking young Aussie actor.
Yeah.
Hey, Jackson.
You know him.
He's a mate of mine, so I reckon we could get him cheap.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What happens next?
So you got to get through this one night. There's close scrapes with the beast.
They're at the end of their tether.
Dehydration.
Starvation.
I mean, they're withering away.
Yeah.
Maybe they're starting to hallucinate.
Yeah.
Things are getting a little trippy.
They have a vision.
Yeah.
It's a marvelous. Richie Benno.
The
ghost of Richie Benno.
The ghost of Richie Benno appears.
A famous leg spinner himself.
He was.
Yes.
And one of the greatest Aussie captains of all time.
Yep.
We've got some great Aussies in this episode.
Chin up, fellas.
Won't be too long. We'll just get through the night, boys. The plane will be here before you can scull a beer. And that's when the ghost of Bob Hawke appears with a yard glass in his hand. He sculls a beer in front of them all. Hello, boys.
Hello, boys. Gin up and all that.
Whole country's with you.
Yeah.
Marvellous.
God, our impersonations are horrible.
So bad.
God, if you haven't switched off.
That was terrible.
And what do they tell them?
As he's sculling the yard glass, the sound of a plane causes...
No, stop.
No?
Richie Benno vanishes,
Yeah?
and then Bob Hawke actually turns into a real hawk.
Flies off.
Flies off.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, hang on, was he real? Was Bob Hawke really a hawk?
Yeah. Hawk disappears over the horizon and is replaced by a plane.
Yes, the hawk wipes frame,
Yes.
and then the plane comes.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, oh, we're rescued.
Yes.
You're like, it was a sign. It was
The
like,
spirit of
look to the
Hawke
sky over here.
becomes the rescue plane.
Ah,
But instead of the rescue,
yes.
the plane passes overhead and just drops one man in a parachute.
And they're like, what the fuck? That's kind of a big guy too. Like, it's kind of
Heavy set fella.
Heavy set fellow.
Plane disappears. It's like, well, they're expecting a whole rescue squad.
Yeah.
Well, it gets one bloke. Who is it?
Shane
Shane fucking Warne.
Shane Warne.
Warne himself.
Shane Warne.
Yeah.
Why would he take it on his own back to find these guys?
Well, when they flipped the distress beacon, they were expecting that to go to the Australian consulate or at least...
Why does it go to Warne?
At least Cricket Australia.
But how does it get to Warne?
Instead,
What?
it went to Warnie's hideout, his lair. and Warnie was dispatched.
Warne has a lair?
I think Warnie has a
Is he
lair.
like Warne like Batman?
He sits on a mountaintop with a cat on his lap, stroking its head. But anyhow, I reckon the cricketers would be every bit as disappointed as you could imagine when Warnie shows up instead of a rescue
You
team.
could have sent food and supplies. You've sent Shane Warne.
Backpack full of baked beans.
So he has got supplies.
He's got beans.
And they're like, fuck, we haven't eaten for 5 days and you brought baked beans.
Yeah. So they get stuck into the beans.
Yeah.
Together they make a plan.
So hang on, explain the baked beans to me. What's the logic behind the baked beans?
Warnie would always take beans when he went on an Indian tour.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Because
that.
he couldn't eat Indian food.
So he ate beans.
That's legitimate. He would take a crate of baked beans.
He was worried about Indian food affecting his bowels, so he ate baked beans.
Baked beans.
The logic is astounding.
SPC baked beans.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Warnie's there, and
Yeah.
they're thinking like, well, great, what are you going to do?
Warnie's been in some tough situations, some tough tests. He's turned it around.
So is he
With a
called,
flick of the wrist.
has he called another search crew in?
No, it's just Warnie. He's like, all right, boys, this is what we need to do. Bigfoots, big feet. What's the plural of big feet? Bigfoot, big feet.
Yep.
He goes, boys, here's a plan. Baked beans are like crack to a crackhead for a Yeti.
Why does
They love them.
why does Shane Warne know so much about big feet, Yetis, paranormal things?
Gather around, boys. It was the tour of 1997.
Oh, here we go.
We'd lost 2-1 to the Indians. I was down on myself. I'd had a bad tour, bad tests. The flipper wasn't coming out right. The googly was all weird. So I went into the mountains. I went into the Himalayas to find myself. And instead, I found a Bigfoot. And mate, what I learned about the Bigfoot was that baked beans are like crack to a crackhead.
No, so you're saying that baked beans are like crack for Yetis,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I was using a metaphor.
In
Like
that
crack
they
to a
smoke,
crackhead.
they smoke the baked beans. Is that what happens?
No,
They
they
get
eat them.
high off the baked beans.
It's the scent of the baked bean sauce will bring a Sasquatch from a
Right.
mile
Okay.
away.
Yes.
Yeah?
They like to eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his backpack full of baked beans.
Wasn't for the guys at all.
No, it's bait.
It's for a trap.
They're going to lay a trap.
Right.
Yeah. Capture the Yeti.
Yeah. Okay.
So they dig a trench.
Yep.
They line the bottom of the trench with stumps.
Yep.
Sharpened stumps. They use their sandpaper in the back pocket to sharpen the stumps up.
Yep.
Cover it over with foliage. And then wait. And they let the scent of the baked beans waft out through the mountain air.
Yep.
Soon enough, over the snowy mountain appears the Yeti.
Yeah.
Sun behind him, fucking silhouette, fucking hairy demon.
Yeah.
He rushes them straight into the fucking trench.
Spikes by the cricket stumps.
Yeah. It howls, this fucking primal animalistic roar.
Yeah. Echoes through the mountains.
They think they've got him. They walk over to check the body. Classic horror trope. Fucking hairy hand flies out of the hole.
Grabs Warnie.
Grabs Warnie by the leg. And maybe it's at that point one of the other blokes is sharpened like a cricket bat.
Yeah.
Drives it through the monster's head.
Yeah.
Finishes him.
What happened to Warnie?
I reckon at this point Warnie starts sobbing. Real tears of emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, Warnie, fucking, what's wrong, mate? I haven't told you the whole story. I came in here that night. I spent that night with a female Yeti.
He's a Lothario.
Well, remember back in the 90s, Warnie was fucking anything.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, and this is proof.
And one of the other boys is like, what are you saying?
He's like, don't tell Liz. Don't tell Liz Hurley.
Did you
This can't get back to Liz.
Did you fuck a Sasquatch?
Yeah, boys. I did it.
I fucked a Sasquatch.
It was cold.
And the other one's is like, did you use protection?
No.
And it's at that point, the tree's open. And there she is. Female Sasquatch.
Right.
You can tell from the boobs. It's got big Yeti.
Oh, I thought someone else was coming.
Well, that's it. Behind her, it's a child.
The son.
It's a 20-year-old Yeti.
The prodigal son.
Half Yeti, half Warnie. It's the hybrid.
Holding a VB. Yeah. Nicotine patches.
Big coiffed of fake hair.
Siggy just pursed at the edge of his mouth.
Warnie sees his long-lost bastard child.
The son thinks that's his dad's been killed.
Of course.
And he just sees Warnie.
And it all starts to make sense now.
Yeah.
Warnie walks over to embrace his son.
Yeah.
Maybe opens his arms for the first hug with his hybrid child.
It doesn't go well.
No. I reckon the son just...
Scorpion Mortal Kombat's him.
Yeah, just tears his head straight off the body. Takes Warnie's skull and fucking, on a short run-up, just unleashes the perfect spinning flipper.
Bowls his head down the mountain.
Yeah, a fizzer.
Yeah.
Blood spraying, changing direction with each bounce. Just the perfect flipper.
What happens then?
Well, I reckon see the cricketers kind of look at each other. Moment of realisation. Cut to black.
Right. So okay, I think I know where you're going to go with this.
Present day. We're in the Bendigo Battlers locker room. It's just before the first game of the season.
And then Dan Henshall's there going, "Righto, boys. The Ballarat Bandicoots, they beat us every year. I want you to dig deep.
This is a special game for our fallen comrades that died out on that fucking mountain.
You get out there, you leave it all out on the field, on the pitch.
Everything.
I don't want to...
You're doing it for those cunts in the hill. I want you to take it out there on those bandicoot pricks." And sitting over in the corner, I reckon the sound of hair clippers just buzzing away in the corner. You get this low shot tracking underneath the thing, his hairy feet and all these tufts of hair falling down.
Yeah.
They're just shaving this. We don't see it. We just see the clumps of hair fall into the
gristling
ground.
in the dappled light coming through
Yes. Yeah. Well, he finishes his Braveheart speech to the boys, and he gives the ball a bit of a rub on his nuts, and he tosses it. And this big hairy hand catches it.
He's the star player.
Yeah.
They've unlocked the next generation
Yeah.
of leg spin bowler for Australia.
Yeah.
Is the hybrid son
Of Shane Warne
of Shane Warne and a Yeti.
and a Sasquatch.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm friends with the monster, the son of my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. You think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy. Well, that's not fair.
Maybe we just see him walk out the
Yeah.
tunnel.
No, we see it, and then he runs up to camera to bowl.
Oh yeah.
And then it cuts as he bowls.
Just that first fizzer coming out of the
And
hand.
it's Blackie go, "Got him!" Or something.
Yeah. Just hear the shattering of stumps over black.
Yeah.
That's good.
What's a film?
That's a pretty good film.
So it's like Alive meets Muppets
Meets
Bradman.
Bodyline.
Bodyline.
Yeah.
Bodyline was a great Australian film about the Bradman era of cricket for our American listeners.
What are we going to call this?
Are we there, Yeti?
That's great.
Yeah.
I like it.
What else we got?
The Warning.
The Warning. That's good. That's good. I like both of those.
Tags? Any tags?
When the tour of the summer turns into an abominable nightmare.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah?
How about Stuck on an Icy Peak with the Sheik of Tweak? 3 men meet a monstrous freak. It's too long.
It's a bit long.
I got one more.
You got another one?
When the plane goes down in the mountains, the real test begins.
That's my favourite.
Yeah?
And are we leaning towards Are We There, Yeti?
I like Are We There Yeti?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Over the Warning?
Yeah.
So who we got? Alex Jones voicing the Yeti.
We got Daniel Henshall as one of our cricketers.
As a captain.
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult.
Yep. The star bowler.
Jackson Gallagher as a batsman or something. He's
Yeah.
another cricketer. Shane Warne as Shane Warne.
Of course. Who's in the Lady Yeti suit?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes.
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne Barr.
Great. There you go.
Soundtrack? Got any songs you want in there?
The Monster Mash. He did the Monster Mash.
Some Kind of Monster. Metallica.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monsters in the Parasol by Queens of the Stone Age.
Okay.
Which is about performing cunnilingus while on acid.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a movie.
That's a film.
That's a great film.
That's a film.
Would you watch it?
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Until next time, don't forget to flush.
See you, cunts.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted inwards like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Zitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Round Carpet Podcast.
Deep fakes, rubber fists, big rubber fists, deep fakes.
This isn't too weird.
If I can see your mouth, you're doing it wrong.
That's...
This is hippie stuff. This is, fuck, I suck! I irritate myself when I hear myself. Fuck, why do I go, Robert Susan Hawke? What was his middle name?
Robert James Lee Hawke. This incense is going to burn out before we fucking start the show.
Well, you can pipe in. I've forgotten how to exist. My name is Joshua Groom.
And I'm Corey Farrell.
Welcome. Welcome to episode... I feel like there's a lot of pressure on me now.
The question for the top three today, is that all right for an intro? Fucking cat! Fuck's sake. Where's the professionalism?
Well,
we nail it every time, mate. If
you've been going for 20 minutes and ran out of fucking battery, you fucking idiot.
And Josh, what is our top three today?
I think he was smoking a bong while you said that.
What is the...
Fuck's sake.
Hang on.
45 times. We've done
Josh,
this 45 times.
Josh.
Could you not send me shit while...
This is a schmozzle.
Hello?
Jackson.
Hey, who's this?
It's Josh. How you going, man?
Good. Josh?
Josh Groom.
Yeah, I think you might have the wrong number, Josh.
No, mate. Josh Groom. We worked on the film together.
Yeah, mate. I think you got the wrong number. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
Oh, don't stress about it, man. I'm just calling about the old Brown Carpet podcast. I was just.
Yeah, look, I don't really have time to buy what you're selling. You know, can you just stop calling this number?
Oh no, mate. I just wondered if you do a quick sting for us. That'd be great.
Maybe just take my number off the list you've got or whatever. Like, it's fucking annoying, dude.
You're just messing around, yeah, man. It's cool.
Yeah, no, I'm not. All right, well, have a good life. Bye.
All right, okay, mate. Oh, he's a funny bloke.